The city of St. Louis has picked its new police chief. Chief Robert Tracy comes from Wilmington, Delaware, and tonight we're learning more about his history and why he was given a vote of no confidence as chief there. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Ann Allred. Kelly Jackson has the night off. Chief Tracy was one of 4 finalists, including interim chief Michael Sack. We have team coverage on this story tonight. The I-Team's Christine Byers is looking into Chief Tracy's background.
But let's start with Mark Maxwell, who was at the announcement. Mark.
Mike and Ann, good evening. Robert Tracy steps into the biggest job of his career just 9 days into the new year. And this morning, Mayor Jones pointed to prominent posts on his resume and promising stats from his career in law enforcement in their public rollout.
I am proud to announce that St. Louis has selected Chief Robert Tracy as our next chief of police.
Mayor Tashara Jones announced her pick for the city's top cop Wednesday morning, tapping an outsider to take over the city's police force for the first time ever.
We all know that St. Louis can be a bit unique when it comes to new people.
While Tracy may be an outsider in St. Louis, he's more of an insider in Democratic cities. He investigated gun crimes in the New York Police Department for 23 years, and when Rahm Emanuel hired NYPD's Gary McCarthy to take over Chicago's police department, McCarthy brought Tracy with him. When McCarthy was fired, Tracy then took over the police department in then former Vice President Joe Biden's hometown.
When I started my work in Wilmington, it was dubbed Murder Town, USA by Newsweek. Murder Town, USA by Newsweek. However, by January of 2019, the headlines read, From Murder Town to Turnaround Town.
Tracy's success with crime stats punched his ticket back to the White House last summer as the president highlighted police efforts to crack down on rogue gun dealers and reduce violent crime.
It's a very small percentage of persons committing most of the violent crime. So we don't have dangerous communities. We have a small percentage of dangerous people in those communities.
At Wednesday morning's press conference, Tracy echoed Mayor Jones's calls for 911 call diversion and violence interruption programs, but gave this stern warning to repeat offenders.
You know what? If they're going to cause harm to the community, we're going to have to arrest them.
And his message to officers?
If the morale is somewhat low, we got to take a look at that and see why.
Tracy says his record of retention speaks for itself.
None of my officers left.
Despite the state and surrounding county trying to poach his police.
I wasn't having those issues, and our officers weren't leaving, and we were getting more officers coming.
Tracy comes to town boasting about big reductions in crime stats in Wilmington and Chicago, but those crime stats came under skepticism and scrutiny after investigative reports revealed that some officers in Chicago may have been juking those stats to undercount murders. Still, Tracy suggested that reducing violent crime could alleviate many of the concerns of the business community about the city's broader reputation as it pertains to public safety. Our I-Team's Christine Byers has more now on the tough job Tracy is about to step into.
Mark, Chief Tracy is taking over a police department some might say is in peril, and he's the first one ever to come in from the outside. Officers are leaving at record rates, the relationship with the circuit attorney's office is contentious, and crime is rampant. We got a chance to ask him how he plans to deal with all that in a 20-minute press conference at the mayor's office today. Tracy talked a lot about double-digit crime reductions at the department where he's worked, including New York, Chicago, and most recently Wilmington, Delaware. He didn't offer any specifics yet on how he plans to bring those numbers to St. Louis. 11 months ago, Wilmington City Council president passed a no-confidence vote against Tracy, saying Tracy didn't do enough to ensure the diversity in the department. Mayor Jones included recommendation letters from African-American faith leaders from Wilmington in her press release today. Tracy's first official day is January 9th, but he spent Wednesday meeting his new commanders and members of the police union. He plans to meet with Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner at a later date.
Well, you know, sometimes you think, and as an outsider comes in, that could be a hard thing. I actually think, because I've done this 2 other times, it's a great thing because I don't have relationships, so we can start, you know, at a neutral area. Whatever happened in the past, I'm not attached to that. Coming in with a clean slate, I really don't know anyone. And I think that could be a good thing.
Chiefs, Chief Tracy's salary is going to be $175,000, and the St. Louis Police Foundation is kicking in another $100,000. That's a lot more than Chief Hayden made. The nonprofit foundation says it expects Tracy to have annual meetings with each of the city's 14 wards and quarterly town hall meetings with officers. To see what Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner had to say about Tracy's appointment, go to this story on KSDK.com. Christine Byers, 5 on your side.